Christmas came, no weenie whistle. Today we're talking about 1994's The Santa Claus. The Santa Claus is all about Tim Allen becoming Santa Claus. That's it. The entire transformation process. If you were a child in the 90s and you never saw The Santa Claus, I don't know what you were doing. Why your parents sucked so hard and didn't make you watch this movie, but it is just so good. Personally, I resonated very hard with Charlie because in the beginning of the movie, just the way the apartment looked and Tim Allen and just him being miserable, that was me every single other weekend that I spent with my father, who looked remarkably similar to Tim Allen in the 90s, except that he was fat. I really feel like I subconsciously, thought to myself, maybe Tim Allen could be my dad. Maybe Santa Claus could be my dad. I don't know. Because I was that miserable as a small child. Now that my sob story's over, I just love this movie. It is just every kid's dream to have their father be Santa Claus, even though, as we learn in the second one, it's an amazing emotional toll on a person to have a dad that does the coolest job in the world, but you can't tell anybody. All of my streams are crossing. The 90s were prime time for making Christmas movies. It was before all the Hallmark Channel bullshit and all the lame ABC Family original Christmas movies. It was just pure, and they were there, and they were good, and funny, and heartfelt, and this one was by Disney, so naturally there's just an excess amount of heart and jokes, and it was brilliant. I was a child. It was like Leonardo DiCaprio, Kirk Cameron, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and Bernard. Anybody that looked like a creep. That wore glitter on his face and tinsel in his hair. That was for me when I was 5. He was just so sarcastic and dry and perfect. And I love him, like, so much. And just when he blows up at Santa, you're just like, yeah! Like, it's so funny that there's an elf that hates his job. And then his whole exchange with Neil at the very end. Neil, another character whom I adore as an adult. It's just so preposterous. It is so ridiculous. The whole thing. The whole movie. But just him and Neil together with the falafel. It's my favorite part. That's a lie. The slow motion walk to this song. It's my favorite part. Tim Allen himself is an American institution. It's just wonderful. So heartbreaking for a Disney film. I mean, whatever. Most live action Disney movies are heartbreaking. Most Disney movies are heartbreaking. But for a Disney film, the whole divorce sequence is just so sad. And again, something I resonate with very heavily because I was going through the exact same thing when I was consciously watching this film as a 4-year-old and my parents were getting divorced, and I'm like, it's me. But that's why I love this movie, because I relate to it. Because I love Christmas, and I wish my dad were Santa Claus.
They had put a fart machine into my sleeping bag.